Warning, warning. Two idiots are reading the SCP files over the intercoms. Please cover your ears and await further instructions.
Hello and welcome to Discovering SCP Shippuden. It's been 5 years since DJ Cactus betrayed the village, and a week since our last episode. 2 weeks since our last episode.
Yeah, it's pretty... Oh, did I tell you what happened with Cactus?
When he betrayed the village? Yeah.
No, I was like... So, I was in SCPD, and I was like, oh, my two favorite authors are Hippo and... Why can I not remember? It's because I'm sick.
Tanhony,
Sorry, my brain is... No, it's not Tanhony. It was... Who was it?
Because I'm on
Hippo...
level 12, right?
Oh, Hippo and Quantum. And then Cactus was like, oh, I see. He hadn't said anything for the last half hour, and he just popped in, and I was like, oh no, I didn't mean it, baby. I felt really bad. That's why Cactus turned evil and destroyed the village. Yeah. And the other dudes... Oh, yeah?
With the Harbingers, they've been training Ark.
Yeah, that was a thing I was sort of a part of. I don't really know.
He was
I think Locke kind of...
Of the Harbingers.
I think Locke kind of took over after revealing themselves, but I heard that's going pretty well, right?
It is, yeah.
And you got outed, right? So I can
I got
say
outed
that
extremely quickly.
So here's what pissed me off. Everyone assumed I was only on the project because of you, but Tanhony never once messaged me or said anything about the project to me at all. It was all with Locke. Locke invited me, Locke coordinated with me, but everyone was like, "Oh well, if Darnell's involved, then Tanhony's involved."
Correlation is not causation.
Yeah, I was so pissed off.
I mean, I was involved, but...
Yeah, but, literally, we never, ever spoke about it once. What else? Oh, yeah, if I mentioned it already, you can probably tell I'm sick, so you have to be nice that my voice sucks right now. And I might sniffle.
Might? If you did
might.
watch you sniffle, you better fucking sniffle.
What else happened? Metroid Dread came out. Until I get my paycheck, I can't pick it up, but is it good?
I've heard it's good. I mean, I've not played it, but...
That's what I've heard, too. You haven't played a lot of stuff, man. What's the last game that you, What's the last game you bought? I know, but what's the last game you bought?
Inscription is the last game I bought.
Is that good? Because everyone keeps telling me it is, and I really like card games. Okay, I might pick that up, because I was very disappointed with Voice of Cards. Because it was a Yoko Taro game, it had the music, and they're like, it's a card game, but the cards are just an aesthetic, and it's super middle-of-the-road JRPG. And I was like, damn, I wish I bought Inscription instead.
Damn.
I know.
But yeah, Inscription, the cards are very central to it.
I might... Is that like a roguelite? Is what, like a deck builder, I mean? Or is it...
I don't want to spoil anything. Anything I can say will be spoilers.
You can't tell me about the game mechanic? Is it a deck builder?
I can't tell you about the game mechanic.
Alright, well, can you at least tell me if the cards are just an aesthetic or if they're like a part of the gameplay? Okay, cool. Last thing I want to say is...
You'll like Inscription, that's all I'll say.
Oh? Alright, Inscription is the next thing we're playing on this channel. I'm calling it now. Is it it's like a story game, right? Like a campaign
Yeah,
game?
there's story to it, yeah.
Do you want to do it on the channel? Should I have announced that?
I'd love to.
It was either going to be that next or Disco Elysium, because Disco Elysium is also really good, and I feel like you would love Disco Elysium.
I played some of that too. But we are here for SCP. We can't get distracted.
Yes. Sorry, it's been so long I forgot what our podcast was about. How many articles do we have today?
We have one article today. Darnell.
Nice.
And it's a spooky one for Halloween.
Except this episode won't come out till November.
Yeah, we're recording this on Halloween.
We are recording this on Halloween, that's true. It's 10:31. Did you go trick-or-treating?
No, I'm an adult.
Did you go to a Halloween party?
No, I was in work today.
Did you eat any candy?
Not yet. I'm going to eat what the trick-or-treaters do.
You're going to eat candy after 10 p.m.? That's living life on the wild side.
I do what I fucking want. I'm tan. Do you know who I am? Do you know how many SCPs I've fucking written?
I actually don't. What is it, 150?
Yeah, around 150 or something. I don't know.
Wait, is that real?
Yeah, probably.
Did I get that close?
It'll eventually be
Nice.
true, so you can say what you want.
I didn't know if you were over that yet. I just guessed like a large number.
But yes, we've got distracted again because we are here with one SCP.
What SCP? Yes, give me the article before it's too late.
SCP-2480, An Unfinished Ritual by Metaphysician. I almost put it in the Discovering SCP General chat.
Didn't that guy... Like, I don't even follow SCP drama, but it just comes onto my timeline because I made the mistake of following SCP people. Didn't he get unbanned?
Yes.
Congratulations to him, then.
Yeah. Well done. Metaphysician, you won in court.
What even... You know what, maybe I shouldn't ask what happened.
Yeah, let's not get involved in this. We've
knowing the wiki, that's just like a bad rabbit hole.
About the SCPs so far.
Sorry. Yes, let's read the article.
Okay. SCP-2480, An Unfinished Ritual. Item number, SCP-2480. Object class safe? No. Keta? No. Presumed neutralized.
Here's how fucking stupid I am. Because of the way it was crossed out, I thought the object class was safe Keter. Yeah!
It's a Keter, but it's safe.
It reminded me of that comment on the How to Write an SCP where someone's like, can an SCP be safe and Keter? And I was like, this guy's like 3 years ahead of the rest of the wiki. And some jackass was like, that's what a polyon is. I was like, shut up.
No, it's not. Special contained procedures. Dimensional Research Site 13 was constructed adjacent to Bodfell Manor, location of the anomaly. Civilians be prevented from accessing the Bodfell estate through non-violent means. No? Class A, B, and C amnestics may be used at the discretion of field agents. Foundation personnel have been integrated with the community surrounding the SCP as quarantine or relocation of inhabitants has been deemed unfeasible. Considered the best source of information for SCP-2480 anomalies, agents to make local inquiries and investigate any rumours, reports, or claims of an anomalous nature.
Is this like I know we're barely in this, but so far this feels like it's gearing up to like a classic whodunit mystery, where it's like they have to get people away, they have to get rumors from the townspeople and stuff. Kind of feels like Colonel Mustard in the library with the candlestick. Know what I'm saying?
Colonel Mustard would never do that.
Yes, he would. Have you never played Clue?
I have. And in fact, Coxgun, it looks like I've just won. I've killed the detective, I win.
You know what the funny thing is? I played that game so much as a kid, but it's been so long I actually don't remember how Clue is played. Like, how do they decide who's evil at the beginning?
I don't know. But anyway, let's continue. This is barely related at this point.
Yeah, go.
Mobile Task Force Epsilon 6, Village Idiots, have infiltrated the community and are to remain on the lookout for anomalous manifestations. Mobile Task Force Psi 9, Abyss Gazers, is to remain on standby in case of an emanation event. The use of force has been authorised and anomalous manifestations will be destroyed without prejudice. Ooh. Description. Well, you know, what are you thinking at the end of that, then?
I like the idea that like there was an agent that killed, but he was like prejudiced, and they're like, this is fucked up. You got to get out of here.
This is not what we're looking for.
Yeah, this is not what the Foundation's about. We're destroying them because they're like evil anomalies that will destroy the foundation of the world, not because of who they are. So we need you out of here.
I hope they did that. Description: SCP-2480 is speculated to be a dimensional anomaly located in Massachusetts. A coastal and heavily forested town with just over 9,000 residents.
Did you say hairy forested town?
No.
Oh dear.
SCP-2480 was allegedly created by accident when agents from the Global Occult Coalition interrupted a ritual on November 28th, 1952. While the true purpose of the ritual remains unknown to date, the Foundation concluded the anomaly to be the result of the inept and heavy-handed approach of GOC operatives. Crossed out, that's not true.
I see.
They were too eager to say, oh, those GOC fuckers. Such fools that they don't understand.
The GOC is not sophisticated as the Foundation. We clean up shit after a statue. We know what we're talking about.
You shred shirts. I clean up statue shit. We are not the same.
That's the Foundation's tagline. Oh my God,
SCP-2480 appears to be centered around Bodfell Manor, home to the late Cornelius P. Bodfell III, born 1866, died 1952. With a footnote here. Alias Karcist Solkisk. Millionaire industrialist with an acute interest in the occult. Prior to his death, Bodfield was the leader of a secret society known as Additum's Wake.
Oh, is this like... What's the word I'm looking for? What are they called again?
The Sarkics?
Sarkic, yeah. Is this Sarkic stuff again?
This is Sarkic adjacent, I believe.
Gotcha.
Dismissed by the Foundation in 1932 as simply being a decadent upper-class social club. They're eating grapes out of people's mouths, I guess.
Well, actually, I was thinking of, when they say that with Fallout and them being all like flesh people, kind of made me think of like that Fallout club that like ate people, the cannibals.
Oh, yeah.
And they were all fancy.
The anomalous capabilities were not recognised until the November 28th, 1952 incident, which was when he died, I guess.
Oh, that's like 3 weeks after this episode comes out. Be careful.
It's 2021.
I mean, no, the anniversary. The 49th anniversary. Or not 49, hold on, I did my math wrong. 69. Oh wait, it's the 69th anniversary! Hey, forget about it.
There's definitely going to be an emanation event when it comes to 69. Due to the critical failure of their mission, there were no surviving GOC operatives to be properly interrogated. However, documents were subsequently recovered from a GOC safe house located in... It appears that the GOC attempted to destroy these documents prior to their mission. A torn report, lower half missing, with photograph attached via paperclip, was discovered in the back of a fireplace along with significant ash. It's assumed that all of the documents have been incinerated. Can I burden you to read the little...
Whoa,
thing?
It's the lady in white! Haven't you ever heard?
No, what is...
So the photograph is just like a person in a white cloak, and I was like, oh, it's the lady in white, because that's like a ghost thing. Wait, how come you can underline the G in only known photograph? Subject was never apprehended or recorded among the deceased and has since been classified as a person of interest, POI 93. Ooh. Creepy. I'm reading the thing now, right?
Yeah, there's a little box bit.
Alright, threat ID, KTE-0452 Black Grand Karst Ion. There's a footnote. I do not believe this individual to be the historical mythical Ion, but rather a pretender. Nevertheless, the pseudo-Ion continues to represent a high-level threat. Dr. Judith Lowe. Authorized response level... Oh, Judith Lowe, friend of the show?
Yeah, friends of the show. He's been on many times.
Authorized response level 4, severe threat, liquidation pending. Description: KTE-0452, Black, hereafter referred to as Subject, is a humanoid threat entity of variable appearance. Subject most often appears in priestly vestments and carrying a staff. Can I just say, small note, but thank you for us to have to read out loud for being like hereafter referred to as Subject instead of making me say KTE-0452, Black every time.
How are you going to know what they're talking about, though? Could be any subject.
Yeah. Subject is able to disappear and reappear at will, shape and manipulate organic material, and bend reality. See document 37B, document now recovered with KTE-0452 Black. And is hypothesized to be biologically immortal. While Subject is classified as humanoid, they are not believed to be human. Whether they ever were is still debatable. Psychological profile indicates malignant narcissism and megalomania. Subject is believed to have aided in the creation of Sarkic cults throughout much of the world. See on Sarkicism for further details. Footnote 5. The Foundation now has a possession of a copy of this document due to the agreements involved with Project Citra Akra. The report was less extensive than previously assumed, but is currently being studied by Dr. Judith Lowe, friend of the show, senior advisor at the Department of History, Religious GOI Threat Analysis. See SCP-2075 and 2095 for presumably related anomalies. Did we read those?
I don't believe so. Well, I love how this bizarre bit has come about Dr. Judith Lowe.
Would you perchance entertain the audience for a quick spell while I go blow my nose?
Of course. So we all remember Dr. Judith Lowe, friend of the show, when she came on. You told us a lot about the Sarkic cults. I don't know if that episode the file might have got corrupted. That so you may not have seen it. It's hard to say, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and sometimes it's scary to exist in a space where you're not welcome. But that's why you do your best to find people that make you feel welcome. And the burden of that shouldn't always lie with the individual in question. It should be the community as well that makes an effort to make itself inclusive. And, oh, thank God!
I'm back.
You're back.
I'm back, baby.
I don't even know what I was fucking talking about.
What did you say while I was gone?
I started going on about how communities need to be welcoming to people.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't know how I got there, but that's what I ended up talking about.
I was gone for like 30 seconds. How did you get that far?
I don't know.
Damn.
It is theorized. No, it's not. It has been verified. The GOC operatives intended to assassinate Pio and every... This isn't your grandma's...
Alright, the little cross-out has officially gone from quirky and cute to, like, annoying with that. Like, come on.
This ain't your grandma's SCP file.
Imagine if that's how the Foundation actually edited every article. It's like they crossed it out with a pen and just retyped it.
As PO-93 was not discovered among the dead, it can be surmised that the GOC did not achieve their primary goal. Typical. The Foundation became aware of SCP-2480 after intercepting and decoding a GOC distress broadcast, promptly sending an investigative team. 36 corpses were found scattered through the estate, 8 of which were later identified as GOC operatives. All but 5 self-inflicted gunshot wounds were the cause of death of 5 out of 8 GOC operatives, displayed anomalous causes of death such as implosion, disintegration, and fatal physical reconfiguration. If you've been disintegrated, can you really call that a corpse at that point?
Yeah, I don't know if that counts as a corpse.
Well,
I mean, for all you know, that could have just been like a pile of pepper, and you made a mistake.
Yeah. SCP-2480 is hypothesized to be a dimensional anomaly that cannot be directly perceived. This cognitohazardous effect interferes with perception in such a way that only through the use of perception-altering chemicals and or the direct unsustained observation of its effect on local reality, it may be detected. Realterations were subtle and restricted to bodful manner, manifesting as impossible interior dimensions, interior largely exterior would suggest, non-Euclidean architecture, and original rooms and corridors that did not previously exist. SCP-2480 has been classified as safe. No, it hasn't!
You know what I wish we had started at the beginning of this podcast?
What?
A counter running through all episodes of how many times the words non-Euclidean have been used.
We love it.
I'm
the only one who's used non-Euclidean biology. I've used that phrase.
The worst thing is, like, anytime you say what it is or ask what it is, someone always in the comments will be like, actually, it's this. Like,
well, it means something else now, because we've used it enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean when I say it.
Yeah. I'm now getting mad at the imaginary person I've made up in my head.
This fucking guy in the comments is pissing me off. I'm going to kill him.
Damn.
Addendum. Right. The investigation of Bodfell Manor uncovered disconcerting evidence with regards to Cornelius P. Bodfell III and the organisation known as Addison's Wake. Based on several meticulously kept journals and collection of photographs, Bodfell and his followers would frequently host orgies that included
just say sodomy, just say
cannibalism. There
we go. There was some things we didn't want to include, but just assume very bad sex things.
Yeah, that's what it's trying to get across. Discovered within the journals were sermon notes and guest lists whose names have included affluent families, respected politicians, leaders of industry, and even those of religious authority.
See what this is saying? It's saying that we live in a society and that all the 1% are the evil bad people. See that? It's really deep if you think about it.
It's also true. Among Bodfell's belongings was a handwritten tome containing religious scripture. His journals frequently reference this book as the Valskaron. The writing system is yet to be deciphered. The Grand Hall contains a marble statue depicting an entity with a leonine head and vermiform body. I know what that means. This statue was later studied by Dr. Judith Lowe, friend of the show.
I could hear you speeding up because I knew you got excited about it.
And as part of the history, religious GUI threat analysis, and confirmed to be a representation of the demiurge among certain Gnostic sects. The demiurge, also known as Yaldabaoth, Sapklas, or Samael, has no history of being presented with reverence and is believed to be a figure of worship for Addison's Wake. At the base of the statue, written in Greek, are the words...
I know there's like an actual note, but I like to imagine the words were only official photograph of site director Simon Oswald currently on record.
The formatting is unfortunate. Yeah, imagine that. Like you investigate, it's just a carved photograph of you, with just that written underneath it. That'd be so menacing.
I know, right?
But what it actually says is, desire is the measure of all things. Be unbound from moral tethers. Do as you will to whom you will.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like a verse from Job or something. That's pretty whack.
Yeah. No SCP would ever put a verse from Job in it. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I know.
Pissing me off. In mid-1988, Simon Oswald, director of Site-13... All this shit always happened with Site-13. Failed to send a biannual report on the state of SCP-24.
Yeah, what about the other 12 sites?
Which had no reported changes since its original containment. The Foundation, believing it to be a bureaucratic error, attempted to contact Site-13 directly without response.
Wait, do you think all the spooky shit's always at Site-13 because 13's the bad luck number?
Of course. I imagine on the Japanese wiki, Site-4 gets all the shit.
Yeah, that actually... I actually kind of want to fact check that now. Do we have any Japanese fans that can confirm that?
Please confirm it right now. Please post in the comments. Just say yes in the comments if it's true.
Yeah, Karathun on Twitter, are you listening?
Can someone tweet Karathun and ask how many layers of separation are there going to be into this exchange? Initially, Agent Samuel Rowe and Agent Sarah Valentine were sent to investigate, but neither agent has since made contact, and their fate remains unknown at this time.
Sarah Valentine is definitely like an 80s movie femme fatale name.
Protagonist.
That as well, yeah.
Mobile Task Force Epsilon 6, Village Idiots. Forgot to capitalise. Now that you're back, you better fix that, metaphysician.
Yeah, come on!
Mobile Task Force Epsilon 6, Village Idiots, which is the same. I don't know if it's a deliberate choice if he's done it twice. Specialises in the investigation, containment, and subsequent clean-up of anomalies in rural and suburban environments. Was dispatched in order to re-establish contact with Site-13 and properly secure the SCP. Members of MTF Epsilon 6 were able to successfully integrate themselves into the community as new residents or tourists. I want there to be an MTF that has to do the Jump Street thing and pretend to be students at a high school.
Yo, what's up with all these crazy anomalies, guys?
Cynthia!
See, I thought we were almost done.
Jesus died for our Cynthias!
I thought this was almost over, and then I clicked, and there's so much more.
No worries. No, we're almost done. No. Do you want to popcorn these?
Yeah, you start though.
We're only 20 minutes in. We've only been reading this SCP for 15 minutes. What the fuck are you talking about?
I know, but I'm sick, so it all feels like eternity.
Mission log. Agent Myron Goldstein, Day 6.
Boy, baby.
Cliche as it sounds, I've been starting to detect a certain wrongness here. It is anything that I can actually pinpoint to. Another place I'd probably dismiss the thought immediately. Last night I saw a man mowing his lawn at midnight. Strange behaviour, but not itself an anomaly. Maybe just eccentric. This morning I noticed a man staring me down at the fish market. His eyes never blinked once. There's a smell, too. Not fish, not the sea. Subtle, but pungent, all the same. Popcorn.
Do you mean pungent?
That's what... Yeah, but she didn't know how to say it.
That makes sense.
It was a character choice.
It's like, you know what? I really respect the way you insert yourself in the characters and just the everyman is in your soul.
Thank you.
Mission log, Agent Adam Grayson, Day 11. I'm not comfortable in this hotel one bit. You can hear people running about at all hours of the night. Can't get any sleep. Keep checking the damn peephole. Okay, weirdo. Last night decided to check it one last time before heading to bed. Saw a face. Couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman. But soon as I looked, they started to slam their head against the door. Over and over. Over and over. They just wouldn't stop. That's like a classic Japanese horror thing that would happen.
Yeah, people just slam their heads against shit.
Or at least that's something that would happen in World of Horror! Go catch the stream VOD in the stream archives. Because I'm pretty sure that exact event happened. Dude, I played the shit out of World of Horror.
When did you
and that exact event happens. I played it when I first started streaming, right after I did Hades.
I see.
I'll play it again if you want to come on sometime on a stream. Yeah, for sure, for real. It'd be fun.
I replied to that before you said it. I'm incredible.
Yeah,
Mission
that's crazy.
log, Agent Emma Lightbody, Day 16. I don't know what Commander's waiting for. Our target is Bodful Estate, but they've stayed their hand so far. Maybe know something we don't. A nervous-looking man approached me on the street, reeked of whiskey, but his tone was sincere. Asked me if I was a Fed. Lied, said I was, and wanted to get some info. Tried to sell me weed.
Are you a Fed, bro?
Yeah. Oh, thank God.
Foundation agents on Twitter posing as 20-year-olds.
Talks about monsters in the fog. Screaming their secrets, he said. No idea what he meant by it. Said it's been like this for over 40 years. They found him dead the very next day. Locals claimed he drowned. This town is full of liars. Popcorn.
Mission log, Agent Frank Giuseppe, Day 20. Do I give this guy a really bad Italian accent, or do I just read this normal?
Maybe a New York accent.
Fog is thick here, always raining.
Not New York.
Even the trees look sad. Forget about it. Like they're stuck in autumn or something. Too much gray, not enough green. The locals don't talk much. Seem to keep to themselves. Strange for a supposed vacation destination. That rhymed. The majority of folks don't seem to have a smile. Look damn tired, too. some even sickly. My first weird encounter was today. Saw a bunch of kids gathered on the street around dusk. Thought they were playing a game, but as soon as they noticed me, they scattered, leaving behind what had their attention. It was a dead dog. Looked like a black lab, actually. Had one as a lad, and seeing it nearly brought me to tears.
Araki wrote this.
Yeah, my weeks. What?
Araki wrote this.
Bork! Hit my weak spot.
Is that a dead dog?
Hit my weak spot, I guess. I've seen plenty of human corpses, never felt a thing. That wasn't really the odd part. It would be one thing if they were poking it with a stick. I mean, kids get curious and all. But no, this was different. Poor critter was partially flayed and covered in bite marks. Big chunks torn from it. Those kids were having a gosh damn snack out here! Fucking popcorn. Oh, it's Emma Lightbody again. She came back.
Giuseppe and I decided to do some exploration. Plenty of abandoned buildings to choose from. Decided to check out a 2-story house by the waterfront.
Wait, hold on. I know my brain just lagged, but did you say it was Jin was the body?
Yeah.
It was just Jin dead, but because he had his costume on, they thought it was a dog?
No, Jin was eating it because he's a beast.
Oh, that makes sense. That's a lot less dark, too.
The image is actually pretty, darkly funny, though. Decided to check out a 2-story house by the waterfront. The inside wasn't quite what we were expecting. The interior was covered in gibberish and symbols. Odd, but not anomalous. Another notable detail was in the living room.
Wait a minute. Who would write those kinds of symbols but an anomalous writer? I'm onto your tricks.
I had one of those tiny screen TVs, a sort you'd see in the 50s and 60s. There were 4 TV dinner trays, still standing and holding half-eaten meals, decay beyond recognition. What family abandons their home and all their belongings in the middle of dinner? Thought we caught a glimpse of someone, chased them upstairs but never found anyone. Giuseppe thinks we were chasing our own shadows. Maybe he was right. We'll check out another place tomorrow, maybe secure us a proper anomaly.
Damn. Mission log, Agent Reese Maynard. Day 37. 7 days. 7 days without any word from Giuseppe. Lightbody said they had plans to rendezvous at an old mill, but he never showed. Did a sweep of his place and found a few things of interest. All the doors were locked. Windows too. DNA and fingerprints gathered at the scene matched no one but Giuseppe. The TV was left on. We have nothing to go on. It's like he ceased to exist.
It's actually pretty spooky.
Ooh.
The others underestimate the dive-bar scene this time. And you can see me go through half a dozen voices in that one sentence.
No, well, also just I know this is probably he's gonna go into talking about rumors or whatever, but everyone's talking about all this spooky shit, and he's like, oh, everyone's forgetting about the bar in town. Yeah. You can get a good drink.
Some think you can't trust a drug to offer proper inhale, but they're wrong. Is that to filter out the noise? Besides, inebriated seem to be the only honest folks here and easy to bleed for information.
Wow, this says a lot about society.
Chatted up a cute native, loosened her lips with a few drinks. Not often value, at least with regards to information.
Could you imagine if any human being talked to you like that? They're like, I chatted up a cute... If someone said to me I chatted up a cute native, I would immediately walk away. I'd be like, I don't want to know you.
He's in.
Agent Harold Mason, Federal Booty Inspector.
Conversed with an old cute fisherman. No, it doesn't say that.
He just he hits on everyone.
Looked like he'd seen some rough living. Rambled a lot, started sobbing about lost siblings. Said Bodville took 2 sisters and a brother. Questioned him more, but couldn't get him to answer if he meant the estate or the dead millionaire himself. Guess he was old enough for the latter. So the original report in the mission briefing, Bodville was a sick fuck. I doubt the whole cult died with him either. Man was delirious by the end. Said the town had a god-shaped hole in it. Couldn't get him to elaborate.
Oh, get it? Like God had abandoned the town because it was so bad. See, this is deep. Alright, this is deep writing. I get it.
Okay. Let's not be smart.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm being such an asshole. The article's fine so far. Oh, it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Mission log, Agent Myron Goldstein, day 40. Agent Grayson's dead. I can't say exactly what I saw, but it was enough for me to know that he didn't make it. We were having a few beers at the docks, comparing notes. Said he felt like he was being followed. Told him we were all feeling something like that. His eyes were bloodshot from lack of sleep. Kept twitching, too. It all happened so fast. I felt the hairs on my neck rise. The air smelled of thunder. Assumed a storm was brewing. I saw Grayson's eyes widen, and in an instant he was turned to slurry, hit by some invisible force. There I was, covered in blood and bile, the small chunks of Grayson spilling into the harbor. Through it all, I felt a presence. Whatever it was, I think it wanted me to know how easily it could do this to me, too. I don't know why it spared me. A crowd looked on from a distance. A few twisted their lips into a plastic smile, but most averted their gaze, lowered their heads, and went back to their daily routine. I wish we could just raise this place and have it all done with. Damn. Can't believe they did that to Grayson. He didn't even get to rights in Stay 11.
I know, he was just hanging out in his hotel room.
Yeah, chilling out with the crew in the schoolyard. Alright, we have 2 more logs to get through.
Of course.
Oh god, these are long. Oh god, this is a long article you
I'm gonna take this.
You sure?
Stand back. I'll do it, I'll take it.
He's doing it!
I need to show off the results of my training.
I believe in you.
Surveillance of reveal patterns of possible significance. This includes, this is a statement of Dr. Callisto Narvaez, by the way, excessive procreation. The average household having 12 children, a number unsupported by census data.
Oh, so this is like a Catholic town.
Approximately 80% of children born over the last 30 years lack birth certificates or social security numbers. Local inquiries have failed to ascertain why this might be. I suspect religious reasoning similar to the Quiverful.
So this is an Amish town.
Which was an evangelical Protestant movement that promotes procreation, based primarily on Genesis 1:28, which states, "And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth." Is that true? Does the Bible say that?
Yeah, it does.
I know,
it's like a famous line.
I was testing you.
You were. Oh, thank you.
You're a true Christian.
That would be like saying, "Oh, are you a Harry Potter fan? What's Harry Potter's best friend's name?"
What is his best friend's name?
Ron Weasley, right?
Let's see. You're one of those. Cognitive impairments.
Wait, who was his best friend if not Ron Weasley? Tell me right now. Yeah, I actually am. I stopped reading after book 5.
Doramy.
Who's Doramy?
He's in book 6.
Are you making this shit up?
Yeah, I'm gaslighting you.
That's Doramy.
Doramy.
The hidden Harry Potter character.
Sounds like a fucking Lord of the Rings.
He got cut from the editor at the last minute. He was going to be Harry's new best friend.
He replaces Ron.
He was like, he was just Dobby with sunglasses. Harry, speak Doramy.
Continue. Cognitive impairment. Many residents appear to have difficulty with memory retention and subsyndromal delirium, mental fatigue. Subtle hallucinations are not uncommon. Sounds like me after a rough night. No,
hell yeah, buddy.
I sleep well like a baby. Drug abuse. The community appears to consume approximately 200% more alcohol than the statewide average. Sounds like me after
What state is this? Hold on, what state is this?
It's Massachusetts.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. I was going to say if it was like, I don't know, I can't think of a state that drinks a lot. Oh yeah, Louisiana, that's a good one. If it was like Louisiana, I would be in disbelief, but that makes sense.
The use of hallucinogens is seemingly non-existent. Disappearances.
Oh, get it? Because they already see things. Ooh! See that? That's subtlety.
The number of disappearances. Why are you doing this?
I don't know!
The number of disappearances within the vicinity of is the highest in the state. This has been blamed on geographical features such as dense forest and marshland by local, state and federal law enforcement agencies. The actual number of missing is speculated to be much higher, involving the unreported disappearances of transients and local residents. Ooh. Suspicious deaths. Many local fatalities suggest foul play and possibly anomalous as causes of death. All such deaths have been recorded as accidental or suicide, even when contradictory evidence is provided to law enforcement. Example: a woman was discovered with her body structurally inverted. Police concluded her state to be self-inflicted, although this would be impossible.
I know a lot of this is like because they researched it, obviously, so it makes sense it's written like this. But there's like something funny to me about like they literally saw one of their agents get blown up out of nowhere, and they're like, there's a lot of strange anomalous deaths.
Something
here.
Ain't right here.
Yeah, like after the guy got blown into flesh chunks, they're like, suspicious.
I didn't see a guy die like that before. Apathy. An unusual malaise affects the town, as should be readily apparent from the previous examples of abnormalities. From my experience of SCP blank and SCP blank, 993 and 106, I assume. I hypothesize that we're dealing with anomaly.
What's 993 again?
This is Bubble the Clown. We are dealing with an anomaly beyond our senses, and that of our technology. One capable of creating a facsimile of baseline reality, invisible but not entirely intangible. Requests access to
dimethyltryptamine.
Of course, which is DMT. Previous experiments with human perception have yielded positive results from DMT. Yeah,
you know what DMT is, right? You've seen a Joe Rogan episode, yeah?
I don't know. I've not.
It's just like a drug that makes... It's a hallucinogenic drug.
Yeah. A requisition form has been filed and awaits proper authorization. To better explain the reasoning behind my request, in 1976 I was sent to investigate Brazil, a community displaying abnormalities. I had to do a different noise. I've done one for the first time.
I like the idea in canon that like you're reading this as like an agent or something and you're not confident of redacted, so you just like make a weird noise and move on, like when you misread a word.
A community displaying abnormalities akin to those related to SCP-2480. I eventually came in contact with an indigenous tribe in the southern part of the Brazilian Amazon, and people unaffected, but surprisingly aware of the anomaly. Introduced to their shaman, I learned of the apparitions that lurch beyond mortal sights, which is probably also beyond mortal sight.
You know what this kind of reminds me of, actually? I don't know if it's related, but do you remember that one antimimetic that was like a weird dinosaur no one could see?
Yeah.
The aberrations that lurk beyond mortal sight just kind of makes me think of that, which is an interesting connection.
The tribe had many words for these entities, but the most common could be translated as non-stand where they do, and were associated with a condition known as soul sickness. They were viewed as distinct from the spirits of their animist traditions, a living wound on nature brought to their land by colonists. Their shaman showed me Yopo, which is, of course, an amphigen used
hold on, I got this. Anadenanthera peregrina, an entheogen.
Used in healing ceremonies and rituals, contains the perception-enhancing... I can't even get past perception-enhancing chemical DMT.
Dimethyltryptamine. Say it with me.
No, I'm not. So we're going to be here for another 2 hours if I have to say it with you.
Dimethyltryptamine. It's not that bad, actually. You just got to break it. Yeah, you got it. See?
I'm never going to be able to say it again. DMT is commonly held to be a hallucinogen. This is demonstrably false, as noted in my experiment of SCP blank. It is a perception enhancer, allowing us to sense that which evolution has strangely seen fit to obscure.
This is definitely, like, this, not like the author who wrote the article, but, like, whoever wrote this note, like, in universe is definitely a druggie. It's like, actually, let's just see what other people can't see, man, and that's why it should be legalized.
Turns out it's Scooby's writing this. Not Scooby, Shaggy.
Agent Shaggy.
Did you catch the first time I tried to say both Scooby and Shaggy and Scabby?
Yeah, you were like, Scabby.
Who the fuck is Scabby? It's like fucking
Scabby's the Scooby Shaggy abomination.
DMT, when properly administered, man, should be able to activate this normally dormant level of perception for anyone. To put it simply, it removes our perceptional filters that we might perceive reality for what it really is.
Hell yeah, man! Pass the bong.
DMT testing 1. I'm going to do it, Darnell. I'm going to. You're weak.
Do you want me to do a little bit? Because I can tell you're struggling.
Yeah, sure. Go on. Okay, well, very quickly.
Our resolve immediately collapsed. Oh my god, this is written like well, I've only read the first 3 words, but it feels like it's written in Yoshikage Kira. I, Dr. Narvaez, I don't know how to pronounce that, Narvaez, enter the town center at 0900 with an inhaler containing 60 milligrams of DMT and a concealed radio and video feed connected directly to my assistant, Dr. Wu.
Sounds like a recipe for a good time, my man.
Don't threaten me with a good time. I intend to use the first hour to observe my surroundings before administering DMT. I inhale the DMT. Within approximately 1 minute, I experience a tingling numbness throughout my body. Colors have become more vivid, and soon a yellow fog cloaks the town. I see people in dark, hooded robes, their outfits appearing to be composed of poorly stitched together leathers and hides. I cannot see their faces, and I feel instinctively that I must not look upon them. The majority of locals appear surprisingly normal. They move around or stand aside when the hooded figures approach, never do they make eye contact. Wu informs me of this odd behavior, noting that the locals appear to be evading something unseen. I continue to explore. I now see that the buildings are in a state of ruin, covered in a pulsating, fleshy material. Wu states that they look perfectly normal to him. I see a drainage system.
Don't look like anything to me.
It just looks like a normal church building.
You've forgotten the Westworld memes. I can't believe this guy.
I have, I'm sorry. It's been like over a year since we watched it. I see a drainage system. A black fluid flows through it and carries with it an amber sheen. Wu cannot see it whatsoever. A church in the center of town has been completely replaced by a black ziggurat. The cowled entities prostrate themselves before the structure. I must assume that it holds religious significance. I see a robed entity in the distance. It is abnormally tall and holds several unknown creatures by a leash. I examine the leash more closely, its composition not unlike that of intestines. The creatures have small, unblinking eyes. Their mouths display several rows of needle-like teeth. Their flesh is sickly pale, yet muscular. They gibber madly and move with a frenzied pace. Wu tells me that he sees a teacher with young students, possibly on a field trip.
Sorry?
I observe several...
So all the DMT.
Damn, his perception's enhanced! I observe
Darnell is a demon.
I observe several of the creatures attack one of their own, its size suggesting it to be the runt of their pack. They rend its flesh with their talons and teeth as it squeals in pain. Wu states that he sees several of the children bullying another. I like the idea, it's like, do you not see the dog monsters eating each other alive? He's like, dude, this kid's getting bullied, that's fucked up. Yeah, boys will be boys. I avert my eyes, unable to watch more. I look skyward and see tall spires, composed of a chitinous-like material, towering over the town. I do not understand their purpose. I require proof that this hidden world is real, but must obtain it without drawing attention to myself. I remove a bottle of water from my satchel and consume it before backtracking to where I had seen the strange liquid. Crouching down, I fill the plastic container with the viscous substance. The other world begins to fade, and I am returned to reality, the effects of the DMT having likely worn off. I turn my eyes to the bottle. It appears empty to my eyes, but I can feel the weight of the liquid. Never before have I experienced anything like this. Besides the organic structures, I recall seeing black banners with a yellow spiral-like symbol. I felt as though I had seen that glyph before, but its meaning and origin escape recollection. Do you mind if I go blow my nose again real quick?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
This, guys, is why we have two people on this podcast. Because you always need a partner, someone to be your counterbalance. That's right. You figured it out. Darnell is my counterbalance in this podcast. You see, that's why it's not just Tanhony, it's Tanhony and Darnell. Or maybe it's just me doing two voices, how can you say? Sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you. But I did. I've run out of a bit. I didn't think he'd be gone this long. Oh, thank God.
Alright.
I ran out of a bit. I did a bit too quickly.
You're good. Take over for me, babe.
Lab results. Material became visible after its removal from the SCP's hypothesized zone of influence. It is black and reflects light with an amber shimmer. Substance is liquid, although somewhat gelatinous. Microscopic analysis revealed organelle-like structures resembling free mitochondria, in a particular viscous serum with high levels of unidentified fatty acids. Research is underway. DMT testing 2. I, Dr. Narvaez, accompanied by Agent Lightbody and Agent Goldstein, entered a house that, until recently, was occupied by Agent Giuseppe. Initial investigations showed no evidence as to what might have possibly happened, although foul play is assumed. As was done in my previous experiments, I have a live feed connected to my assistant, Dr. Wu, and intend to inhale 16 milligrams of DMT. After inspecting the building...
Overdose on ketamine, I will!
Only ketamine will show me what I'm looking for. As expected, within approximately 1 minute, I experienced a tingling sensation throughout my body. I now perceive the house as it truly is, decaying, covered in excrement and blood. I can smell it, taste it. I imagine this to be what it is like to bite into a tumour. Better to say a rotten tumour. Tumours are just flesh, after all. In the living room, written on the wall just above the couch, is the phrase, "He is dreaming war! AnAnomalousWriter will rise!"
Why'd you read that like Skeletor?
I don't know. I think like newspaper boy.
Base.
Extra, extra! He is dreaming war! AnAnomalousWriter will rise! Come on, mister, buy a paper! The meaning of these words are beyond my understanding. There are other symbols. They are in a language I have never seen before and impossible to decipher. We intend to search...
It says when you turn around you will die.
Lightbody's nose has not sensed anything. Neither has Goldstein. Lightbody, Goldstein, watch out!
I can't imagine this is anything but Theo's mansion now.
We intend to search the basement. Is where Darby is. It's an ancient root cellar.
Hey, let's play a game.
Why is he Italian?
Isn't that what Darby is? Oh, I'm thinking of it's a baseball. That's why I got confused. I can't remember what his voice sounded like.
On the far end is a large spiral painted on the wall. I feel compelled to inspect it closer.
Uzumaki?
As I draw close, the wall fades, yet the symbol remains as if painted upon empty air. Through this archway, a descending stirs. As I enter, Wu informs me that I walked into the wall and the camera went black. There is no wall. There was never a wall, only a clever illusion. The agents are concerned. They cannot see the way. I tell them to close their eyes and step through as I did.
Now it's like platform 8 3/4 or whatever. 10 3/4. What was the number?
9 3/4.
I was close.
You picked both adjacent ones. Now, all three of us are on the other side. They too see the descending stone stairs. We walk down the stairs and enter a tunnel into the bowels of the basement's basement. The walls quiver and tremble with life. Porous, they bleed a sap-like material. Contact with Wu is lost. Our GPS devices fail us. Lightbody looks through a compass. The pointer whirls and twirls. The tunnel divides, branching out in many directions. I choose the path to my left. We walk for only a few minutes before reaching a rotted wooden door. I ask the agents if they are able to perceive it as well. They can. We push the door open and enter, only to exit from an old shack of obviously baseline appearance. GPS shows that we are on the entirely opposite side of the town. Contact is re-established with Dr. Wu. We appear to be in a field of some kind, a yellow fog blanketing the land. Dr. Wu and the agent describe the area as likely abandoned farmland, GPS suggesting that we're relatively close to Bodville Estates. I inhale another 60 milligrams of DMT. No, it's research a way to lengthen the effect, and request that Agent Goldstein takes the lead.
I know this is like actually a pretty well written and like interesting article, but I just like the idea that this is just their excuse to get as much drugs as possible.
I feel a sense of dread, but attempt my best to hide it. I hear heavy breathing, even heavier footsteps. The others hear nothing whatsoever. These notes must be done in retrospect. Goldstein, regrettably, could not see the threat, and I was too slow to react. I mourn his loss, but must describe the encounter in as much detail as possible. I saw the silhouette of a massive humanoid, estimated to be over 4 meters in height, as it shambled out from the fog. I wanted to scream, but attempted to remain calm in order to gather as much data as possible. Physical description. Its flesh was pale and flabby, its face dominated by a large, tooth-filled mouth, entity lacking visible eyes, ears, or nostrils. Its teeth and 3 fingers' hands were heavily stained, seemingly caked in viscera. Entity has since been classified as an instance of SCP-2480-2 and is now colloquially known among NTF as behemoths.
What was this article called, by the way? What was its like name?
An unfinished ritual.
Right.
The entity charged us, loping like a colossal gorilla. I informed the others that we best that we retreat. I love the phrasing of that. Like as it's charged, he turns them. I don't think we should be here. This is unfortuitous.
It feels like something out of a comedy.
I imagine he's fancying it up in retrospect. I was just like, fucking run! But it would prove too late for Agent Goldstein. The entity lifted him with a single hand and bit down into his torso, disemboweling him in the process. We serpentined through the fields, unable to find the shack from which we came. I was unarmed, yet I alone had the means to lead. I should have supplied her with DMT, something I deeply regret in retrospect. I could feel the ground beneath my feet quake. Casting my eyes downward, I saw not soil but fragmented flesh, like Harlequin-type ichthyosis. A skin disease characterised by a thickening of the keratin layer in fetal human skin. Don't Google that.
Yeah, do you know, basically imagine the fingernail of skin.
Don't Google it. This isn't a bit. This isn't a bit. Don't Google it.
It's very gross.
With each step I took, the skin splintered and gushed like an infected, pus-filled wound. The ground would soon rupture with slithering, crimson-coloured tendrils. Entity has since been classified as an instance of astray and are now colloquially known among MTF as snatchers. Get out of here, stalker. They snatch Agent Lightbody by her ankle, pulling her into a hole far too small for any human. I hear her screams in the breaking of the bones. That's the worst way to go, I think.
Ugh.
The squeeze. That's the worst.
Getting sucked in by a tiny hole in the ground?
Yeah, that's it. There's something like in a Stephen King story as well, where someone gets pulled like through a gap between two planks over like hours.
Oh, no.
I ran and never looked back. I hope this is enough evidence. I have no wish to return to that place.
Alright.
You thought we were done.
We have one last thing, and the first thing, Citra Aqua, is just like a logo.
Nice logo. I like it.
So then we go to Orient. Oh god, there's so much.
Bear in mind, this is squashed by the fact that it's inside two collapsibles. It's not that long.
Okay. You're right.
I'll hand this off to you, if I thought.
So we have to read the orientation first?
Yes.
An introductory statement by 054. SCP-2480 is currently projected to lead to an SK-class dominance shift by the year 2030. We will not allow this to happen. Our predecessors blamed the Global Occult Coalition. We assumed, as always, that we knew better. You've been selected to be a part of Project Citra Acra. Footnote, Aramaic, blah blah blah, the other side. Welcome to the Invisible War. Another world is bleeding into ours, an invasive colonization of our iteration of reality. Their soldiers do not experience fear or pain. They know nothing of restraint or mercy. They swirl with rumors I intend to address. What you've heard is true. Genetic analysis of the enemy has arrived at one conclusion. Mostly human. Do they come from another iteration of our reality? From our future or past? We don't know. They cloak themselves in a facsimile of baseline reality. They will wear the faces of those you love, forcing you to kill, over and over, the very people you are fighting to save. Every word you've heard about these abominations is, in all likelihood, absolutely true. There is but one common myth I wish to dispel. These aberrations can be destroyed, despite various falsehoods that claim otherwise. Make no mistake, we will not achieve our objectives without substantial sacrifice. You will see friends and comrades die, devoured by behemoths, sundered by the cries of jabberers, torn to ribbons by fiends. Despite your significant training... He's not even part of the threat, he just loves a good kill.
He's a bonus.
Optional boss Tanhony. If you defeat him, you get a special skin for your guns. The survival rate for MTF Side 9 operatives teeters at approximately 55% during the first month of active duty, a vast improvement over initial rates of mortality. Flesh is their weapon. Ours is technology, innovation, and the wisdom of those who came long before us. So few had the vision to recognize this threat. This is our world. These are our people. We can live for ourselves today or help secure tomorrow for everyone.
So 054, where's your gun?
It's interesting they mentioned technology as their way to fight back, because there's like that machine god rivaling Sarkic element. Yeah. Back to you for the addendum.
Project Citra Arca Dossier. Introductory documentation. The project was conceived by the Foundation and Global Occult Coalition in order to contain and eventually neutralise the threat presented by 2480. MTF Psi-9, Abyss Gazers, was formed as a joint task force consisting of personnel from the Foundation and Global Occult Coalition. Everyone is
do you get it? Because, like, you gaze into the abyss, like, nihilism, and, like, how there's a god-shaped hole, and this is, like, nihilism?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm woke.
Is that woke? I don't know.
I don't know.
MTF Psi-9 is a battalion-strength force trained in unconventional warfare against invading enemies through the use of heavy artillery, DMT-enhanced perception, and counter-occult stratagems, COS. MTF Epsilon 6 will continue working undercover in SCP-2480 infected locations, collecting data which will then be employed in MTF Psi-9 operations. This is a proven effective, albeit costly and significantly dangerous, method of preventing the spread of 2480. Please see document engagement protocols SCP-2480-2 through SCP-2480-46 for further details. There's so many mobs.
Okay, so can I do a quick check, because I'm sick, so it's hard to focus, and I've been interrupting a lot for my quips, so I want to make sure I'm getting the plot of this. They originally thought there was spooky happenings at a mansion. They find out there was some weird cult, and that cult was either a cover or in some way, like, their ritual failed and sort of broke a barrier between worlds, so now we're being invaded by this, like, separate world, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so I want to make sure I followed along properly.
With the use of DMT, MTF Psi-9 operatives are able to perceive their targets. After 12 years of clandestine operations, operating primarily between dusk and dawn in order to limit public exposure, suffering heavy casualties, MTF Psi-9 were able to reclaim Bodful Estate and Site-13. The apprehension of SCP-2480-1 formerly Site Director Simon Oswalt, has greatly diminished, potentially neutralised, the threat of SCP-2480. Although still invisible to normal perception, SCP-2480 entities in air grew idle, refusing to feed or even defend themselves. It's currently hypothesized that Dash-1 controlled the SCP entities via pheromones, its removal causing said entities to become directionless. Several cadavers were discovered impaled to the outer walls of Site-13.
Which ones were Dash-1 again?
Dash-1 is one we just found out. It's the Site Director that sort of went missing earlier in the article.
Oh, so without him, now they're no longer fighting?
Yeah. Several cadavers were discovered impaled to the outer walls of Site-13. Estimated age of the dead and the style of uniforms worn suggested they perished in the early 1960s. Physical examination of Dash-1 revealed significant mutation from baseline Homo sapiens. A vivisection was performed, anesthesia was administered, but Dash-1 showed no reaction, although neither did they appear to suffer pain. The subject noted to be absent of all internal organs save for the brain, lungs and heart. The brain showed notable deviation, most significantly a pineal gland 8 times larger than normal. Dash-1 is currently secured at Armed Biological Containment Area 14.
Let me look up what the pineal gland does again. Pineal gland is... Okay, that receives and conveys information about stuff.
So we got an interview now.
Alright, who's who?
Dash-1, because he got some
sure,
dialogue.
I'll be Dr. Peter Hole.
I'm getting character. Please begin.
Interviewed, SCP-2480-1. Interviewer, Dr. Peter Hole. Begin log, 1430. Hello, SCP-2480-1. I hope that you are comfortable.
I would prefer you address me as Karst Karthus.
Due to protocol...
Karsville Tivaz.
Language unknown.
Don't speak to me of protocol, I know your rules well. State your queries, unwashed one, for I have no interest in your feigned pleasantries.
Very well, although we do not yet understand how, the Foundation believes it understands why you disguised the infestation. What was the point of allowing so many to live in the town? Couldn't you have replaced them all?
Fresh materials are always in demand. Why would a farmer butcher all of his pigs? The population must be kept alive and encouraged to breed, never deplete a necessary resource.
Oh, that also explains why they all were having so many fucking kids. What happened to those that vanished?
Pigs are clever animals, you know. Intelligent and noble. But pork is... delicious.
Smiles. I see. Moving on, how long have you had these anomalous properties? Was it before or after your recruitment to the Foundation?
It was soon after my appointment to Site-13. Soon after I was made aware of the Foundation's dossier on me. Dud, it called me. A mirthless bureaucrat without known family or friends. Perfect, it said, to be the director of the inconsequential Site-13.
Alright, side note, how is Site-13 ever inconsequential in this universe? It's always like the most happening site.
Site-13. It's said it's not dimensional Site-13, which I guess is different. But also it's different canon, I guess.
Dr. P... Oh, sorry. That is not nearly enough to justify your traitorous actions.
You unimaginative imbeciles thought it safe. Safe?
Please answer the question with regards to your anomaly.
A gift from one who saw my full potential. Queen Ion of Solnock Difos.
I don't understand. Speak English, please.
Ion, our immortal father, breaker of chains, his divine shadow, grand sarcasist of Anitum, lord of the Neverment, priest of the blind god, Archon of...
Ion. That was all I needed. Please do not waste my time with gratuitous titles.
Do not interrupt your better! Disobey me and I'll have you nailed to the wall with the other heathens. Anitum will rise.
Calm down or we will be forced...
I will make your meat dance, meat puppets. You are a joke to me.
SCP-2480-1 breaks its restraints, self-amputating its arms in the process. Entity squirms on the floor toward the ballistic glass. Security and medical personnel, dressed in protective hazmat, enter the containment unit. Subject is restrained, gagged, and treated for its injuries.
No, my injuries!
I need those!
Addendum 2480-3.
So he was in on it the whole time.
Yeah. On 11/24/2014, anomalies similar to SCP-2480 reported in Romania. Investigation is currently ongoing.
So basically, he investigated this under the guise of a director, but he was really the one making things happen.
Yeah, he was, well, I don't know if he was the original one, but he's like the manager of it at that point, I guess.
Interesting. Well, that was a really good article. I feel bad rating it because I am sick, so like my brain's kind of foggy, and I don't know if I properly, withheld all the information. I at least managed to follow the plot. But, I mean, it seemed like it had a pretty well-constructed narrative, a lot of work put into it. There was no, like, mistakes in the grammar or spelling or anything. I really liked it. I'll give this one, like, a 10 out of 10 in an upvote. Oh, hang on, I have to sign in the wiki dot. Then I'll give it an upvote. But, yeah, not bad at all. What about you? What do you think?
I really like this one as well. Like, I think this is one of the earliest Sarkic sort of things. So it's like that sort of sweet spot, I think, where it hasn't got too much lore.
Right. I do ask, is there a particular reason you pick it? Like, did you just pick it because you liked it, or are you leading into something else soon?
I just like it, and it's sort of spooky. It fits with Halloween.
Nice. All right, well, good job. Shout out to Metaphysician for writing it. And for you all, of course, for listening. Now, we've got some comments to read, and I noticed there was a bit of a rebellion in the comments, Tan. Despite everyone voting the last time that we should do passwords, Boris decided to start a vote to be against passwords now.
It's too late.
Even though we already decided on them.
I decided.
I know.
I opened the vote.
It was very cheeky of him, and for that I am having him banished.
I'm going to ignore it.
I hope you don't mind.
Your votes, you can care about our viewers' opinions? Are you stupid?
Yeah, you're right. Alright, you ready?
Absolutely. Please kick us off.
So first up, from Thomas J. the Gamer, he says, y'all never said we couldn't recommend creepypasta, so for next year my submission has to be the Ness Godzilla one.
Have you read that one?
Based? No. I've read like hardly any creepypastas.
Maybe, yeah. It's a bit of a longer one, but I'd be up to read that.
Yeah, I mean, we can always bail on it like Blood Whistle.
It's legit good. But it is also very dependent on images, so I don't know how that would translate onto the podcast. It would be a lot of work for
will that be how we
author.
Will that be how we... Well, I mean, nothing I guess that stops it from the Spotify. I was going to say we could record the screen, but then it won't translate to the Spotify listeners. Rather Unknown says...
I'll have to think about that.
Rather Unknown says, I miss 1 week and YouTube stops putting these in my sub box. Truly shameful. It's actually because there wasn't an episode this week. Sorry. Land says, you guys should play Sonic.exe. It's really fun. Trust me, smile.
I can't. He's too fast.
Dino Tail says, this has got to be one of the funniest episodes you guys have put out. Keep it up, guys. Sorry that I haven't been commenting that much. I've just been really busy. My recommendations for this week are articles that relate to Accelerate the Future GOI, like 3312, Uwu What's This, and 4599 of all things, pillows have the loneliest of days and the most frightful of nights. Password Hyperrealistic Blood. A bush from the island of Borneo says, password, I'm too busy today to finish this episode. Alright, well, I'm too busy to finish your comment.
No, he was honest. You read it.
Fine. It's about time you guys started making some quality content. It's a real shame you didn't clickbait the shit out of this episode. As for recommendations, you should see...
What do
you should read 5045.
Do you want us to?
You get used to it. The thing you have to learn about the internet is someone's always going to be upset. I mean, he's not upset. Obviously, he's joking. But you know what I mean? Like, someone's always going to be like, you should have done this. And then if you do that, someone will be like, well, you should have done that. Exactly. Is pretty good and reminds me a lot of this creepypasta, 5657, Nikki Knows. Or 6101, the most powerful SCP. Haven't we read that? I feel like we've read something with that title.
Probably something like that. Darkblade, I imagine, but that's a different thing.
No, I thought that we read something about like a laser. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
I don't know what you mean.
Q-Skim says, password hyper-realistic blood. Thank you for your service, Brigadier General Tanhony and Cool Guy Darnell. This was truly a national treasure, like 2004 movie National Treasure, starring Nicolas Cage. Thanks. Jim Slater says, password hyper-realistic blood. I don't know why, but everything this channel puts out is really funny and great to chill out listening to. Thanks, my dudes. No, thank you. And I hope we don't lose all our viewers because we didn't put out a podcast for a week. I'll be really sad if that happened.
That will scare me.
Yeah. Insert clever name here says, finally, another creepypasta episode. And with 2 absolute bangers as well. In my opinion, Sonic.exe would win against the Blood Whistle, because EXE is apparently some kind of god outside reality, while the Blood Whistle's just a little instrument that kills people.
And it only kills people in the game as well, to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Like he just saw bad things happen to Mario and it drove him to madness.
Also, AnAnomalousWriter did a banger job with the editing this episode. The real madness of that article was like how he got so many viewers so quickly with his like dog shit posts.
With his mopping posts.
Password hyper-realistic blood. Trip Adams says, great episode as always, guys, especially the hyper-realistic blood lol. As someone who grew up playing Sonic 1, 2, and 3 on the Sega Genesis, it hurts me to see what my favorite childhood franchise became. From the only real contender to Nintendo and the Mario Bros. To weird memes and furry fodder, oh, how the mighty have fallen, as the saying goes. Gotta admit, though, these weren't half bad compared to most of the stuff that's out there. What?! This guy unironically liked Sonic EXE. I'm putting you in my cringe compilation.
No, hold on, do tell. Give me some of the real bad shit if you got some.
Hope y'all are doing well, and happy Halloween to you both and the editors. Wait, do they celebrate Halloween in England? Lol.
What's Halloween?
Well, yeah, he doesn't know. You're gonna have to dumb it down for him. Mackin3 says, I'll just pretend this is an actual comment and not filler. Great sound effects. The audio in this is superb, like the episode. Aww. Based. Shaithalia says, welcome to another episode of Discovering SCP, Scary Creepypastas. I like that for SCP. We didn't break our podcast rules.
I never said what the SCP stands for in the title.
Yeah! In this episode, video game causes violence. Password hyper-realistic blood. Comedy Man Kelp says, it was a Saturday morning, so I was going to watch the brand new episode of Discovering SCP, like I always do. When I watched it, however, something seemed off. Instead of Discovering SCP, the title now read Discovering Your Death! Instead of SCP, as Tanhony read out my full name, address, and credit card information, and Darnell was dead, and he had hyper-realistic blood all over him. It was at this point that I realized nothing was off whatsoever, and this was a perfectly normal episode of Discovering SCP. I left a like and commented. No negativity, or you'll have to sit in the corner for 15 minutes and think about what you did. I like this guy. He knows what's up.
A true discoverer. That's our fan-based name.
It's our fans' name.
It's not. Don't you fuckers dare call yourselves a discoverers.
I thought their names were like... What was the thing you kept calling people? Like stink bug? Little stink bugs?
Yeah, stink bugs.
Good Day says, guys... Oh, yeah?
Just
Go ahead.
think of your own name. Just think of your own fandom name. I don't care.
The laziest content creators of all time. You guys just pick your... Actually, you know what? That's a good idea. Everyone comment... Instead of a password this week, everyone comment what you want your fan name to be, and whichever has the most likes
it better not be the
name.
fucking Discoverers, because I'm not calling you guys that.
I'll call you if that wins, but I want to see. Make that part of your challenge. Good Day says, guys, do not watch this video at 3 a.m. I can no longer sleep in this hyper-realistic blood dripping from the walls. Help me, DSCP. We're kind of busy right now, so... Have you seen the yellow sign that says, I will write a creepypasta about Tanhony, the eater of penguins and slayer of children, and then something else. Take Walker says, that ain't no wolf. Dakota Wright says, hey, Tan and Darnell. Friend of mine recommended your podcast to me, so I've been binging at work. Can we get this friend's name so they can claim their DSCP bucks?
Yeah. They've earned a new skin.
Finally getting caught up after like a month of listening. I'm not commenting the password because I'm not actually caught up to this episode yet, but if I could, I'd comment Tanhony's password smile.
Thank you.
Alright, well, you're not my favorite anymore.
A true fan.
JTKC says, buff Tanhony. True discoverer. So now you'll use the word. JTKC says, buff Tanhony be like, man-honey! Grunts and flexes until his shirt explodes and also punches you until hyper-realistic blood spills everywhere.
That's so scary.
And this is when Boris pulled his fucking bullshit. He's like, I will think
he pulled one of his usual stunts.
And then everyone, like, some people started joining him, but you know what? Too bad. So fuck you guys. Adoxage B says, discovering SCP, you say? Well, it's still good. I've forgotten the password, sad face. And I've forgotten to allow you to live. Sorry. Thought Experiments and Other Stuff says, only creepypasta deals and absolutes. Tanhony, you were meant to destroy the SCP wiki, not join them.
I have brought peace, positivity to my new empire.
Damn. And AnAnomalousWriter says, wait, this isn't SCP, it's the original internet stories, wowza. Password, hyper-realistic blood. And then lastly, Guare Fernandez Emil says, another creepypasta special? The OG one was amongst my favorite episodes. I hope this doesn't disappoint. Edit 1, it didn't. Edit 2, Tanhony's FNAF scream is the best thing ever. You do the FNAF... Edit 3. You should have read the author's manifest.
Has the spare time, please animate him Tanhony animatronic with that scream.
That would actually be hilarious. Edit 3. You should have read the author's manifesto that he published when the OG Sonic.exe tale was removed from the Creepypasta wiki for being bad. And finally, shout out to AnAnomalousWriter for the hyper-realistic blood counting.
We love you, Anomalous. You're the true star of the show, because you're the one who makes this watchable.
Go check out Anomalous' shenanigans. Also,
he takes the raw meat of the podcast and turns it into the sausage of the release.
Oh, do you get it? He made it like socket, guys, because it's all fleshy.
I wasn't actually thinking of that. I just had a weird sausage analogy in my head.
Ew, you're gross then. Last thing, we're not like officially sponsoring or anything, but I have been playing a lot of Cookie Run Kingdom, and if you would like to join me, we play on the server Hollyberry. You can add me. My username is Discovering SCP, capital D, capital S, C, and P, all one word. And if you add me and message me, I will invite you to the guild. And I'm just trying to recruit as many people from the channel as we can. It's just for fun.
He's so desperate for cookies.
Join us. I need more Cookie Run Kingdom pals. And then, of course, read Aetherial Space. It's getting pretty good. Anything else you want to plug, Tan?
That's it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.